I was like, we live streamed last week, and I was like, wait a minute, no, that was the interview last week. It's been a bit.
Oh,
Okay, there we go. Sure, everything's working on my end. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. All right, my thumbnail up.
okay.
Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. We have a fun episode. There will not be any episode like this. I feel confident in saying that.
All right. All right. Hello, gamers. Welcome to another episode of The Voices of Vera with myself, Nice Gaming, No One, and of course, you, the Voices of Vera. Today, we have a very special episode for so many reasons. And what episode is this? Episode 66?
66.
66. We're so close to that goal that we've been
God.
striving for so long that episode 69 is it's coming up on us. It's coming up on us.
That's what she said.
So this is a special episode for a couple reasons. This is our first Voices of Vera Ashes of Creation live stream since the interview with creative director Stephen Sharif. So that's going to be fun to talk about. We haven't had a chance to go live and talk about that together, at least, I guess.
Yeah.
So we have that. Also, if you guys see the title on Twitch or YouTube, I will also be talking about our announcement where we are going to be, we're going to be announcing the top 5. I'm very, very excited to talk to you guys about that. So I appreciate you guys coming through. And what else? Oh, also, this is our last stream before Alpha 2 is here. Like every show after this is going to be so different. We've talked about it before where things are going to be different once we can actually play the game, once the game's live. So yeah. I think that's going to be fun. Welcome on in, everybody. Hey, nice. Saw other videos where you said without further ado, and someone even mentioned this, you're off the hook. How you doing, Clever? How you doing, Magisto? Server name? Server, we may be announcing that. I don't know. Maybe we'll keep it a secret, but yeah, we might be announcing it. We might be announcing our server. If you guys did not see, and we'll probably bring this up,
we'll keep it a secret.
Ashes of Creation did go ahead and announce their server names. So if you and your guild don't know what server, if you and your friends don't know what server you're going to, we have those names available now, and we'll probably bring up that graphic for you guys throughout this stream. But yeah, how you doing, Noah?
I'm doing good, man. Really excited, dude. 2 days. We are 2 days away from so many different things changing. We'll talk about that too. And yeah, I'm excited to have a live episode because we haven't had one in a couple weeks. It's been a bit.
Dude, it's been a while. Just the way everything ended up lining up. It's been a while. So yeah. Do we know what time it's releasing? We do not have a time. We don't have an ETA. Something that's interesting is Intrepid is going live that day. So I saw some speculation where some people felt that maybe they'll do the live stream for everybody, and then after that, maybe they'll try to put the servers online, or maybe they just do it while the service is live.
That's the theory I've heard. I've heard the theory is live stream goes till like 4:30 or whatever, and then boom, servers are open. But we don't know for sure. That's just pure speculation, talking out of my ass.
So yeah, there's a lot going on. So first, I wanted to thank you all. I wanted to thank you all first off for the immense support. We've seen a lot of growth. Phantom, thank you so much for subscribing. Appreciate you, buddy. If you guys didn't know, Phantom X of Theory Forge, they had an interview with Steven as well. So make sure you guys check that out. We've got a lot of information. Like, we haven't had a chance to talk about the interviews, our interview, so much. Thank you for the follow, Thunder. There's just so much, man. There's so much. But yeah, thank you guys so much for everyone that's checked out the videos, the interview, everyone that's here. Really appreciate
Yeah.
it. We're so close to Alpha 2, 2 days away. 2 days away. That's insane. Dude, I'm gonna wake up so early. I hope they announce what time they plan on, at least by tomorrow, right? Let us know what time the oh, they said the announcement on their Discord said 11 a.m. PST. Really? I missed that. Really? Okay, well that's good to know.
Wow.
Said
That
that last stream? Okay. They said they will want to do the stream with the players. Yeah, see, I don't know what to believe now. Interesting. Okay, well, I gotta make sure I'm checking Discord announcements. I've been busy at work all day. But yeah, servers feel so crisp right now, dude. I'm gonna log in as soon as we end stream. I'm gonna log in as
yeah.
soon as we end
I
stream.
was in there before we started. I'm not gonna lie.
Dude, you better not be too far ahead of me.
No, they
What am I
wiped it again.
kidding?
They wiped it again. So
Oh,
you're
oh,
good.
on the PTR thing. Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay, okay. Yeah. PST morning, better be ready. Yeah, dude. I'm waking up early. I'm grabbing some coffee. I'm starting stream. Like we're gonna log in all at the same time, and surely that will go well. Surely that will go well, right, chat? But yeah, I've been scrolling Discord and I heard good feedback about how the servers are feeling. So that's good. That's good. You still waiting on the email? Yeah, yeah. I've been playing. I didn't play today. I didn't play today. While they were doing their testing, I was at work, so I didn't get a chance to log in today. But yeah.
Right.
So let's talk about the interview. The
Yeah.
interview with Steven Sharif. What'd you guys think of the interview? I saw, man, I think I had to do like 2 community posts. Like I did so many tweets. Like just you guys' feedback was overwhelmingly positive. Of course, you're not going to please everyone, right? There's going to be like some trolls or some people you can't please, but like I mean, I'm like no kidding. I'm talking like 98% plus
Yeah.
uh good feedback on that interview. I think a lot of people had a good time. It was just a fun watch. Obviously, I'm biased there, but it was a really good time. Really good conversation.
Yeah, I live streamed later that night because I just wanted to chat. I was supposed to work on a video, and all of the pings I got, all the notifications I got from people
Yes.
saying good job. I just so distracted, man. I was just sitting there. I'm like, dude, what if I'm working on a video and I'm gonna get pinged again? And I just like, you know what? I'm just
Yes.
gonna live stream. I'm gonna chat a little bit and do that instead of just working on a video because I thought it worked out really well. I thought we got some good answers for the community. I thought we had a good conversation, and yeah, hopefully we get to do it again sometime.
Yeah. And for those of you that don't know, the night before that interview was posted is when we did the interview. So I think that was the 16th. We did the interview on the 16th, the night of the 16th, and I had it uploaded like 8 o'clock or 7 o'clock our time the next day. Like I spent all night editing that.
Yeah.
Like that boy, my sleep schedule was messed up for a while. Victor, thank you so much for the follow. Um, but who came up? I think Sawman came up with the idea. Was it Saw? I think Sawman came up with the idea for the tier list, or was that us? No, Sawman I think did the rapid fire. I think Sawman came up with the rapid fire. Else came up with the idea for the blind rank because I think I came up with the tier list, and then Else was like, "No, make it a blind tier list." And I was like, "What do you mean?" Because I had no idea what that was, and then he told me, and he sent me an example video, and I was like, "Okay, that's pretty cool. That's fun. That's fun." And we want
Yeah.
to do something different while also getting some good information and want to keep the conversation obviously focused on Steven. And Phantom X, you said something like to this extent, but this game has been out, excuse me, has been in development for about 8 years. We've everything Steven's ever said has been recorded in this magical wiki online. Like every quote, like we know so much about this game that doesn't exist, and we know most of the things that we want to know already for the most part.
Yeah.
And then the things that we don't know, a lot of it is getting answered here in 2 days. So it kind of put us in a situation where it's like, okay, do I want to ask something about I'm about to either find out about next week, or it's so far out that it's not even relevant. So there was like a weird
Yeah.
balance. And so you probably noticed like a lot of my questions was focused on Steven as a leader, as a developer, stuff like that. Not too many. We had some system specific questions, obviously, right? But we want to keep it more so like get in his head and his mindset. Like, I think one of my favorite questions that I asked was, "What was Steven's biggest mistake?" And to me, that was like really insightful to like
I,
how
I
he approaches things.
I was surprised that he opened up the way he did on that one. I was very
Yes,
surprised.
man. Very there's some little like he's an open book. I mean, how many
Yeah.
developers will do something like that? Thank you guys so much for the follow. Thank you, Clever.
Yeah. Yeah, for me, nice. You already know, like I've talked to you multiple times about this. You know where I'm coming from. But I was watching a few reacts afterward, and I posted the balance question, and I saw some people in some communities not understand where that was coming from. They're like, it's not time for balance yet. We're not
Oh,
balancing classes. I'm like, that's not what I'm talking about, bro. Like that's not at all what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about
it's
balancing classes.
crazy.
Yeah. And so the big thing, guys, is like Nice said, like we're looking at things like long term, and a thing that's been a deal breaker for me long term in a game is the ripsaw that some MMORPGs have, where they overbuff or over nerf something and they make classes obsolete. I'm sure we've all played classes or a game where all of a sudden, like one class, it's like that patch is the freaking rogue patch. Like everybody's going to run
Yes.
rogue, everybody's going to dominate on rogue because there's nothing else to run. And in a game like this, where you're going to have 200 plus hours to grind and level, if you aren't the lucky class that gets picked to be the super powered class, you got to re-roll. And that is a long time to re-roll a patch. And so
Yeah.
the issue that you can have in that situation is retention, where is somebody's going to go, do I really want to spend 200 hours re-rolling another archetype, another class, just to be overpowered, just to do it all over again, and then do it for another 200 hours? Is this something I
Yeah.
really want to do? And so that's why I wanted to hear how they're going to go about making sure that, the classes don't have to be, it's not about them being equal, it's about them being viable depending on what the
Yes.
layout of the world is. And so that's what the question was about, is how are you going to make sure that you're valuing the player's time long term no matter what they play?
And that's something people hear the word balance in their mind
Yeah.
instantly, like, oh, like you said, it's an alpha. Why are you thinking about balance? Like, I think people hear that word and they get triggered, especially because it's an alpha, right? They
Yeah,
didn't. So I feel like a
absolutely.
lot of people literally didn't hear your question once they heard the word balance. Whereas you were, and I know you pretty much just explained this. Whereas you were asking, like, how are you going to approach balance? Like, what is your logic? How are you responding to feedback? What is you doing about this? So,
Yep.
yeah, in that sense, it's a good question. Magisto says 6 servers for 100K patrons. When a server can accommodate what? Maybe 700 players. Oh, well, this should be an interesting 3-day weekend. Yeah, so I think they said they are going for a 3K CCU or concurrent players at the launch of Alpha 2. They told us a long time ago. Chat, can you guys tell me what month it was that Steven gave us that 100K Alpha 2 keys
It's 2 years
sold or
ago.
something like
Two
that?
years ago,
Oh,
January of
that was
2022, if I remember correctly.
January of 22.
Yeah,
And so January, thank you, Warrior. He says January of 23.
23.
So that was
Yeah,
before the
2 years ago.
January, because this January right here of 24 was the FOMO month, right? That was
Yep.
the like, hey, this might be your last chance. And you guys can probably agree that not a majority, right? But a lot of people bought their keys that last second or leading up to January, that November, December, maybe October. A lot of people bought keys. So we don't know where that number is. We haven't had an
Yep.
update on said number. So I would be curious on where that number is now. And then I think it's an interesting decision that we have. Let's just spitball, chat. It's probably some people probably think 150K, 170K. Some people think 120K. Let's just say 120K as a bare minimum. Let's just as a fair middle ground, rough guess. It might sound crazy to you, but let's just say 120. You imagine we're on 150? Yeah. See, so let's just say a little bit, let's say 120. Hell, we can even just stick with the 100K number. But I say that to say, if that's the case, and we got 3 NA servers in theory, 3K pop, queue times are going to look crazy. And what we also got to factor in is how Intrepid has tested their servers thus far. How many people have been on a spot test server at the same time? Have we even tested it at 3K yet? I mean, maybe that's happened today while I was at work and I'm unaware, but um yeah. How are we ready? Are we ready for that kind of weekend? Let's go ahead and subvert expectations. I said this in a recent video. I don't know of any live service that has launched anything that has anything to do with connecting to the internet. I don't know of anything that has launched smoothly. I don't know if that's a thing that happens these days. some games, you know, like, oh, they have a little setback. Like I think Throne of Liberty's NA launch wasn't too bad. I mean, unless you're talking like maybe the first hour or two, I'm not aware, but I know by the time I got off, performance was good, servers were stable. I didn't see not many complaints, right? So when we're talking about an alpha 2 that hasn't probably tested their limits, and the amount of players you and I in chat are predicting, they can stand up more servers pretty quickly. Oh, I'm sure. And so that's a good thing to say there, Tangent, because maybe they're just giving us the names of servers that are for sure going to be there. Like these are our name servers, and then we're going to add more. But here are 3. If you're, you know, sitting here wanting to plan your guild and everything like that, here are these servers that are guaranteed to be there. So that could be the case. But also remember, what's the goal of phase 1? They want to test. They want to test networking. They want to test how they handle queues and all that stuff. So.
Yeah, I can't remember the live stream. It's in the last 2 or 3, but I could have swore at one point Steven made the comment that, you know, we can always spin up more servers. I think the named servers are the ones that will exist regardless of player population. So they're saying, hey, if we get down to 500 testers, it doesn't matter. Like we're not going to go down to one server. These are the servers that will always exist, and then the other ones they'll roll up later. I think that's how they're doing it. It is funny to cue you guys in on my perspective on this. Sawman messaged in our group chat, and he's like, hey man, he's like, do you want to potentially dual stream on Friday? And my perspective was like, I don't know if I'm gonna be there on Friday, man. Like I like I'm okay. I'm okay like waiting, because I just the most likely chance of the entire server crashing and people not getting on is Friday. Like that, there's a good, I'm not saying like it's a more likely chance. We don't know what they're doing on the back end, but if the servers are going to go down this weekend, they'll probably go down Friday. And it's like, okay, well, do I want to ruin my first experience just sitting in a queue time, or do I want to make sure like, hey, the game's up and running, you can actually get into a server, and, you know, maybe I go to bed early like on Christmas and then wake up for present and, you know, and I stream in the morning or something like that. And that's how I was kind of viewing it. But I don't know. I go back and forth on what I'm going to do.
Yeah, man. You already said it, but I've been looking forward to this day so long. I'm off work. I'm not, bro. So, fun little backstory chat. My wife had a birthday this week. All week, this previous weekend, that was like, that's all you. You know, we even celebrated more yesterday. I already gave her the talk. I gave her the talk. All you gamers out there, everyone that has a significant other, if you have a friend, if you got a job, you need to tell everybody. Put them all in a group chat. Put your boss in a group chat. Put your sitter. Put your spouse. Everybody. Put them all in a group chat. Say, hey, my name is so and so. As you guys know, do not come in my man cave for X amount of time. Do not ask me to help with the kids. Do not ask me to walk the dog. Do not ask me to help clean up. I am not leaving this seat. I am going full Cartman from South Park when he played World of Warcraft.
Bring the bucket. Bring
the bucket. Alpha 2 is here, ladies and gentlemen. Bring the bucket. But somebody said, I wish I had listened to my FOMO. Now I have to wait until November 8th. Don't have no regrets. I mean, at least you still get to watch some streams and, you know, your Alpha 2 key. Yeah, don't have any regrets. And it may be, you may turn out to be the best. Yeah, that may turn out to be the best thing. Maybe networking is even better by the time you get your hands on it. Warrior says, I feel like hundreds. I don't think I've ever seen thousands. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. And yeah, like I said, they're trying to test servers. They're trying to test queues. So it's they probably want it to be that way. So
sure.
Yeah. Phantom says, I think their expectations for there to be a big drop off. Oh, for sure. So they probably won't spin up too much because, with the way this game is, there will be a drop off. I think there's always a drop off when it comes to early access periods, rough alphas, rough betas. Like, all right, I've seen all there I need to see, or I ran out of content, or hey, maybe I realized this game isn't for me. I think that happens at an exponentially faster rate than normal with Ashes of Creation. Did you guys know there's people in spot testing right now that's playing Ashes of Creation right now as I speak?
Unbelievable.
That don't know that you can't just turn PvP off. Like, that's not a thing. Do you guys know that? Do you know that there's people running around?
It's so good.
Oh, there's people running around in global chat saying, how do I turn PvP off? How do you? Hmm, hold on, let me be respectful. There's people that are literally don't know what they bought, and this was like weeks ago. Well, excuse me, days ago or so, I should say, where people I think if you were in that test, you had to spend minimum $500 minimum. You could have spent
Yeah.
more. You could have been a PI, but minimum you probably spent about $500. You spent $500 on a product, and you don't know about the core pillars or anything about this game. You're just like, oh yeah, I bought that one thing that one time. I got an email. Let me log on in. No, I'm not
Yeah.
even kidding. I'm not kidding, you guys. Like, stay away from Richie. Yeah, bro. Yo, Richie SH, don't let him fool y'all on YouTube. He camps portals, PKs me. He PKs people, and then he just makes a new alt. He levels it up to level 4, and then he starts PKing again. Thank you guys so much for the follow.
It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
But yeah, people don't know what they bought. Like, there's people I've seen a lot of sensitive. I'm not gonna say but so much, but I've seen a lot of sensitive things for people that should know what this game is about now. And yeah, yeah. It's one thing to buy something or not do a crazy amount of research before you buy a game, right? You don't want to spoil the experience. That's cool. That is cool. But as a creation, I'm sorry. I am a content creator for this game. I love Intrepid. I love Steven. I will never tell you that this game is priced normally or this test is priced normally. I will never sugarcoat that to you guys. So for you to buy a game, a $60, $70 game, and not know what you're getting into, like, oh, I actually don't like this. It's not for me. That's cool. Maybe I'm cheap, but when I spent $250 on my package, your boy was doing some months on months of research, okay? Your boy was studying the wiki. He was watching the videos. But yeah.
We've talked about this before. It took me 2 years of research before I decided to invest because I was just like, I mean, we all know the stereotype with Kickstarters. We all know the stereotype with, small studio MMORPGs. Like that, you want to make sure you're making as close to as good of investment as possible before you start throwing money around. And I was like, you know what? After 2 years, I feel comfortable that like this is going to release with something. And yeah, some people don't. They don't know that. Luckily, they'll be protected initially with corruption changes and everything, and it's gonna be fun, man. I'm excited. Like, let me put it this way: I was watching Copium Clinic's video today, and he was talking about how things are changing, and I brought this up in a video a couple months ago as well. The fact that now we are past theory and we are past hypotheticals in 2 days. We are in actualities. And that's the coolest part. Like the servers could go down Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and we can talk tangibly about the servers being down instead of, well, the wiki states this, but it's a little bit of a gray area. Like we actually have new stuff to talk about, and it's so freaking great. I'm so looking forward to this. Even if it fails, this is so much better than going back and forth on the other things. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
You know what me and Chad is excited about? You guys see this
I heard you say this
background? Oh yeah, thank you, Arctic, for the follow. You guys see this cool background? By the way, shout out to Trent in chat who helped make this for me right here. This cool background, this backdrop that we actually used for the interview with Steven. Shout out to him for that. But you guys see this backdrop? You see that, but most importantly, pay attention to this footage that's above me. You see that footage? I am not gonna have to use Intrepid's footage for background in a video no more, really. For streams, we get our own footage, bro.
Yeah.
We only like even during the week, I don't have to use this footage anymore. When I was because as a lot of you know, my interview was the only one that wasn't live. Like our interview wasn't live. We recorded it, edited it, uploaded it, right? And I was like, man, can I get some new footage? They was like, nah. Understandably, right? That wouldn't be fair. But I was like, man, I am tired. I was like, you know what? This is the last time I got like scroll through all this B-roll footage. Like you guys, like I try to put work into the background footage of my video. So if I'm talking about a certain thing, that appears in the background. It's not just one long still shot, which is why I wanted to do an edited video versus the other interviews. I wanted to like, have something edited, something that catches the eye occasionally. So you don't zone out too much, right? But yeah, I'm so excited that only on weekdays will we have to do this format right here? We're gonna actually be playing in game. Imagine when and someone asked this, and I got your comment right here. Tangent said earlier, what's your take on them expanding beyond just the weekend play after November 8th? They have done that during spot testing. I wouldn't be shocked if they say, hey, we need a little bit more information before next weekend. Servers will be up until Monday night, up until Tuesday night. I could see it happen, but I'm not holding my breath. Don't you hold your breath. Don't you get your hopes up for disappointment. But yeah, Vince earlier had said, hey, nice, is there an EU guild you would recommend for the start of Alpha 2? I'm looking to play a Bard or Fighter. Unfortunately, I don't think we interviewed one EU guild. I'm not really familiar with the EU guild space. By the way, random shout out, random plug. Syndicate Guild, our guild. If you are looking for a guild, first off, just join the Voices of Era Discord. Even if you are in a guild already, just join our Voices of Era Discord. You'll find links to that in the description on YouTube.
I thought we were closing Syndicate for a little bit. Just to...
Bro, let me finish.
Okay.
Let me cook.
I didn't want you to put your foot in your mouth. That's all. Sorry.
So if you guys are looking for a guild, we're trying to reevaluate our numbers because we want to stay a small guild number. So, do take that with a grain of salt. We're going to see how Alpha 2 launches, how many people actually have their Alpha 2 keys, how many people are active and playing, and reevaluate our numbers from there. But if you are interested in the guild long term, we only have very minimal spots. It's technically closed. We have very minimal spots left.
Technically closed.
So do keep that in mind. So yeah, like we may have some exceptions, but it's essentially closed.
Things are subject to change.
Work in progress.
It's a work in progress.
Guild development is a moving train. Yeah. But yeah, and thank you guys so much. Appreciate everybody being here. If I missed your comment, feel free to type it again. We got 122 people just on my end over here. So if I miss anybody, feel free to type it. But just know I am at least reading each comment. So I appreciate you guys being here. How many Alpha 2 members do we have? We are actually gathering that data tomorrow. What we were more interested in is who's there on October 25th, because just like a little behind the scenes thing, it's not like it's top secret information. We're trying to go ahead and get our group comps for day one, because originally, I don't know if you guys remember me saying this, but originally I was like, okay, I want to start off solo, I want to get immersed. But since I've done that already, right, we're like, okay, a bard, really good quality of life, a cleric, really good quality of life to have in a group, right, less resting. So yeah. Server, our Voices of Vera Discord, and there's an application you could fill out. Guild members get access to the Syndicate Guild portion of that server. Yeah,
yep,
$100 for alpha.
Different.
Yeah,
completely different, top secret space. We talk about secret things that I can't tell you about. It's under NDA, so sorry.
Can't tell you.
How
you doing, Gubek? Welcome in, everybody.
It's super exciting, man. Like I love having this. Like this is one of the things I look forward to, is coming down here, talking to you about Ashes of Creation and talking about all the cool things. But now that we've had a taste, now that we've gotten in a little bit, and we're like, man, this is going to be so much fun with people. Like this is going to be so much fun when there's a shit ton of people running around. And yeah, I'm so looking forward to this next part. I can't wait. I cannot wait.
Yes. Trent said, so you're trying to get an 8-man off the rip. I don't know about an 8-man. Thank you for the follow-up, Glaze. I don't know about an 8-man, but I wouldn't mind a good 4 to 6 range, I think. This game is not solo friendly, chat. I mean, there's some classes that are better solo, but you're gonna have to rest more often, you're gonna have to pull less, you're gonna be sitting there chugging your rations more often. But yeah, I'm thinking 4 to 6. You heard 4 to 6 is the best? Yeah, man. That's what I'm thinking. Looking forward to both of our reviews. Thank you, Grimforge. Welcome on in, buddy.
Yeah, so we talked a little bit about it. You guys can feel free to ask us any questions you want as it pertains to the Q&A. Like if you're mad that we didn't ask a question or whatever. We also, like Nice said, we also got into pre-alpha 2. I did do a live stream on Sunday talking about it, but if you guys want to ask us about anything that pertains to what our overall impressions after playing, you guys can ask those too. So yeah. Bring on Friday. Yes. Now. I just want to sleep now.
What am I trying to say? How do I put this? I'm very curious on how people respond day one of Alpha 2. I'm very curious on how people respond, like to the mob difficulty. to the resting, to the grinding, et cetera, et cetera. That's what I'm interested in. I can't wait to see you guys' feedback. People are saying like, look forward to your review, look forward to the streams. I'm looking forward to what you guys come and say after experiencing it, after just watching some of it live. I am very interested. Like, I almost feel like an employee of Intrepid. I'm just like, what do you guys think? Do you like it? Do you like it? What are your thoughts? Where could you see
Is it
some
okay if
room
I can
for
like this
improvement?
too? Can I like this too? Is that okay?
Yeah,
Good.
yeah. Like, do you see the potential there? You think if movement and combat feels good? Yeah, I was talking about that. Who was I talking about that with yesterday or recently? So, and I may be repeating myself here, but like I feel that, and yeah, we talked about this last time, but PAX Day, right? It's just the best example where
Yeah.
you got the sandbox. You're not going to keep people around if the combat's crap. You're going to run out of Alpha 2 content to do after a while. So you're just going to have PvP maybe. But if you got good combat, that's going to keep people logging in. If that combat loop, if that gameplay loop is there, if I could just enjoy the combat, you will keep me logging in. You will retain you have good tester retention. I'm not
Yeah.
saying no one's going to quit, but that
I'm not.
number significantly increases if you have good combat. In my opinion, and I think it's not even a matter of debate, and this is whether or not you like the combat, that's irrelevant. But what you can't say is that Intrepid didn't prioritize their combat. The way they're
Correct.
fleshing out these classes, the way they what was some of the first UE5 showcases? Melee showcase, ranged weapon showcase, showing you where they're going with their vision. This hybrid combat vision, right?
Yep.
They prioritize combat. Sure, I mean, don't get me wrong. It's fair to criticize, like, oh my gosh, all we have is the Riverlands, and it's a piece of the Riverlands. Where the hell is the rest of the desert? I get it. You expected, like most of us, more content. That's fair. I think that is fair criticism. But man, that combat right now, chat, I love it. I'm not saying it's perfect, like this is the
No.
final form. No, but I personally love it. I love it. I really do.
Hey, nice. Can I defend myself here real quick? Because I got a lot of shit yesterday, and then you said something, and I feel like everybody, maybe I didn't explain it well enough, and so now I feel like I need to come clean and apologize because I feel like my explanation wasn't good. But I did a video talking about my first impressions. I came out a couple days ago, and what I compared the combat to. I broke it. I tried to break combat down into 3 parts. There's probably more parts. I was just trying to evaluate it like in different sections. And so I evaluated it based off of responsiveness. Like when you activate a skill, how quick is it to actually fire? Like how does it feel? Some games are a little bit slow in that way. And so I wanted to make sure it was responsive. How do the graphics look? Like are the graphics hitting? Like I think the best game in this regard is probably New World, as far as like the feel of the weapon when it actually makes its strikes. I think New World might be one of the better ones for it. And then, how does it feel? Like, and that's just kind of personal preference. And so, because everybody has recently tried Throne and Liberty, I was comparing it to Throne and Liberty, and what I said was the graphics for Ashes are worse. The combat graphics are worse. It's an alpha. I'm comparing it to a live, like fully released game. The graphics just don't hit as well as Throne and Liberties do. Theirs actually hit pretty well, in my opinion. The responsiveness is just as good, and it feels better. Like I've been playing Greatsword Dagger on Throne and Liberty for 30, 40 hours, and I have a pretty good feel for it. And then I hop straight into Greatsword and Ashes of Creation, and the movement when you activate skills, it just feels better. And so it is a big thing to compare an alpha to a fully released game. And this is the Frieza stage 1 of this combat. We haven't gotten the secondary archetype. We haven't gotten the deep dive into the weapons. We're not going to be at level 50 yet. We don't have all of the weapons. Like there's so many more things that they're going to stack on top of this. And the starting point is like you can already there's combat here. There's trees that you can flesh out. There's stuff that you can actually do. And I'm looking at it, I was like, dude, I wasn't talking about PAX Days combat. Like you're just thrusting a stick at people. Like if we're gonna compare alpha to alpha, this is like miles ahead of most things I've played from an alpha perspective. So that's where I'm coming from.
Yeah, I get that. That makes sense. Yeah, the fact that Intrepid made this combat so good, and you guys continue to ask questions. Once again, thank you all for being here. We could not do this without you, the voices of Vera. We're so close. how we've been doing this for over a year, chat, and we're finally almost there. Samuel, one of the voices of Vera, has said, "Wonder how long the coastline will be available. I love water content. No water content, but it's there. There's some water. There's some water. Ready to get back into a slower old school MMO? Yeah, dude. I don't think it's gonna be for everybody. I think a lot of people are in for a shock. I really do. I did an interview. I did a video 2 days ago or so, or almost 2 days. Thank you for the follow, Izzy. And I pretty much, let people know, like, hey, you're gonna be resting a lot. You're gonna have to be
Yeah.
chugging those rations. Thank you for subscribing, Terrace. You're gonna be chugging those rations, man. And if you don't got a cleric, or if you're solo, you're gonna be resting a lot more to get that health back. If you don't got a bard, you're gonna be resting a lot more often to get that mana back. And the difficulty of the mobs, all that combined with what I was trying to say in that video is they are really encouraging group play. They really are, and I love it. I love it. Like I thought I was gonna be solo for a while. I was like, let me get to level 5 solo, and then I want to group up with the guild. Nah, bro, I need you waiting for me as soon as I come out the portal. Let's link up. Like, let's go grind some mobs. So somebody said, Agi, I'm sorry if I said that name wrong, says, how good are the dungeons so far? Can one expect a similar experience to vanilla WoW dungeons? Haven't went into dungeons. I haven't went into Carfin yet.
No,
I
neither
want to
have I.
save a lot of stuff for stream. I'll be honest with you, chat. I want to save a lot of stuff for stream. I
They
went to the
keep wiping
place
our
where
characters too. So like we can't
there's
even
that too.
we can't get up to the point to even try it. They keep wiping our characters. So
I went to the Gem Spring. I think that's where the Ranger show. Yeah, that's where the Ranger showcase was. I went over there, with the big kind of spider elite. I went there. I went to where the Mage showcase was, I'm pretty sure. I saw Carfin. I'm probably not even a high enough level to be going over there. But yeah, I went to save a lot of first times for stream. So I went to some grind spots or POIs, but I haven't went into a dungeon per se. So I don't want to give you that feedback and be incorrect. So yeah, I'm saving most of that. I can't wait to the first time I go into Carfin. Ever since I saw that story arc stream, dude, like I've been so excited. Osiris, thank you so much for the follow. Yeah, ahead of time they need to combat to feel good. Yeah, that's smart. Steven's a gamer, he knows what he's doing. Juju says, after hearing what people are saying about Alpha 2 and its content, you were right about dueling being needed. Yes, I think dueling is needed. It's probably not going to be that desired for a while you still have content to do, while there's still a healthy population. But after a while, people are really gonna want to deal with dying, respawning, the death penalties, and all that stuff. Arctic says, nice. What we did was technically a dungeon. Oh, so really they call that a dungeon? I guess I have done a dungeon. They're fun. They're very challenging. I guess that was considered dungeon. See, because it's so open world, such an open world POI, I was like, this is like I referred to it as a POI, but pocket dungeons is what you would probably refer to that as, right? That was like a pocket dungeon, and then you would consider Carfin a dungeon, like a large dungeon or whatever. So yeah, I get that. I'm actually very curious on network stability. I'm curious on how Intrepid handles it. I don't need it to launch perfectly. Thank you for subscribing, WC. Appreciate that. Wing Chun. I'm curious how Intrepid does. Even if it crashes immediately, I want to pay attention because like Steven said in our interview, they respond very well. They respond very well. He said Pockets has his own dungeon. That's funny. I want to see how quick they get things back up. I want to see how quick they respond to bugs. If they got to take the server down because some mobs are acting up, how long is that server up? Are we back in 30 minutes? Are we back in 20 minutes? Do they say, hey, see you guys Sunday? Or, I'm going to be paying attention to a lot of this stuff. And I'm also curious on how bad the queues are. They said they sold over 100 keys a long time ago, chat. I think Warrior had said January of 23. That's a lot of people for 3 servers. Or even though I don't care how many servers it is, that's just a lot of people. Yeah, there's definitely a good roll dodge. Chat, there is a jump roll dodge that feels so good. I also recommend you guys spend a lot of time getting your keybinds done and go through those settings. Go through those settings, chat. Intrepid has already posted. If you go to the website, which by the way, new website looks really good. I actually haven't even looked at much of it. I've seen the videos people have posted from the website. I'm honestly saving a viewing of the website for stream if there's downtimes on the server or if we're waiting for servers to come online. I think that's when I'll take a look at the website to kill time. But anyways, I really, how do I say it? I really hope they respond well. I just really hope they respond well. How many abilities? As many as you can fit on your key. But yeah, keybinds, it's in news. If you go to ashesofcreation.com, go to news. It's in a recent article. I forget which one though, so forgive me. But make sure you look at your keybinds. Auto attacks feel bad to me. You can leave it on. Auto attacks feel bad. That's just my opinion. Maybe I need to give it another chance, but it did not feel good. Not in action cam. It didn't feel good. It felt more restricting. I want more timing. I want to time it myself. I want to press the button myself. So yeah. You're joining phase 3. Nice, Dusty. You're gonna come into something like a lot more polished, so that's good. That's good. So it's you would think it sounds goofy probably, but when you see it, it feels so good. Oh, and hot tip, I'm not gonna report this bug, but legends say if you time your jump dodge roll right, gravity doesn't really exist. Do with that information as you will. Do with that information as you will. So here, let me move some things around on my monitor chat. We are about 40 plus minutes in, and I would like to go ahead and get into the title of this stream. So if you guys didn't see and I just got blasted, you guys see my camera just brighten up? Yeah, that's because I don't know how to do dark mode on this document. But here, let me share my screen with you guys. Let's see. There we go. And let me hide the vid. There we go. Oh my gosh, I'm doing this complicated. How about we just bring you professional streamer, by the way. There we go.
Looks like my stream went down and then went right back up. That's weird.
Oh, really?
That's super weird. Anyways, it's back up and running, guys.
Okay. If you guys were in Elsa's stream, it's back up. You in Alpha 2? Can't wait for Friday, dude. I'm counting the hours. I'm so excited. I got one more work day? What is today? Wednesday? No, Wednesday. Yeah, one more work day. Yeah, I got one more work day. Okay, so chat, if you guys didn't see, I should probably put my cam up there. If you guys did not see, I just did a community post. You're a professional. I know. Can you tell? Is it so obvious that I'm not a full-time streamer, chat? Am I making it too obvious? I think I'm making it too obvious. But anyways, if you guys did not see, I just posted this in a community post right before I went live. But I am starting the Ashes of Creation top 5 series. I am really excited. This is something I've seen done in a couple of MMOs, and I wanted to do it for Ashes of Creation. I feel very close to the community, in touch with you guys, and I think we have a good specific community here with Voices of Era, but just the Ashes of Creation community as a whole.
Yeah.
And a part of me wanted to wait till launch, but I was like, no, cool moments are going to happen in the alpha. People are going to get their clips in the alpha. And so what I want to do is go through this with you guys. This is a Google Doc that you will find in the description of this YouTube video, as well as the recent community posts. I'll probably post it in Discord here and there. But yeah, and sorry for blinding you guys with this white mode as well. But this will be the top 5, and I'll read this here, and then we'll talk about it. It says, welcome to the Ashes of Creation top 5 submission form. Please follow instructions below thoroughly as possible to fill each question appropriately to be considered as a feature on an episode. The Nice Gaming top 5 AOC episodes will feature a variety of different submissions from alpha state to live. Submitted clips can be funny moments, bugs, outnumbered PvP, cool PvE moments like beating a boss in a record time, carrying your team, general PvE accomplishments, etc., solo PvP, large-scale PvP, just entertaining stream moments, new discoveries, and more. Just keep the length of the submissions as compact as possible and be the owner of the clip, obviously. Make sure, it's yours. No music preferred. And so just to kind of summarize that, a lot of top 5s, no, I would say all the top 5s I've seen really, they focus on just outnumbered PvP or just PvP in general. I want to be a little bit more inclusive because I don't think PvP is the only cool moment you can have in an MMO. So if you beat a boss in record time, if you survive this, you were like everybody in your raid group, your 12-man raid group died, and you were the last one up. The boss is on 5% health. you managed to pull that fight off by yourself and you survived with 4% health or whatever the case may be. Cool moments like that, I think will be really cool. You have some bug where you're in the middle of a fight and you fall through the map and you go flying to the freaking moons above Vera. You know, funny glitches and bugs like that, I think will be cool. If it's a small scale PvP, your 3-man group took out 10 people. You know, you're
Yep.
solo and you killed 3 people, 2 people. Just really cool moments. Just, you know, funny moments. If you had a funny moment on stream, whatever the case may be. And I have a separate email right here that you can submit that to, nicegaming5@gmail.com. I just think it'll be fun. And I want to start as soon as Alpha 2 we can start. I mean, probably not that weekend, unless we get like a crazy amount of submissions from the first weekend. I can edit and upload those throughout the week. And I think that's another fun thing about this. One, obviously, it promotes that person. We give them a big shout out. We're going to do live commentary on it. And also, while there's downtime during the week and we don't have nothing to play / stream, I can be editing those videos, uploading those videos. So that'll be cool. And I think it'll be fun for some episodes. Would you guys be interested in Ellis and I like watching the video simultaneously and then both of us commentating on it? I think that'll be a pretty fun thing to do. Like have some dual commentary ones. I think that could be really fun. And maybe sometimes we preview it on stream. Maybe you guys watch the clip before we even put it on the top 5. So you go like, nah, nice, that one was trash. Next one, and then we watch this clip like, oh, dude, that's got to be number 1. Where do you guys think this should be? We can do sometimes maybe we do community votes. I think that would be cool. HD, welcome on in. How you doing, Boucher? But yeah, the Xing's gonna be fun.
Yeah, top 5.
If I edit, then get both of y'all raw reactions. Yeah, that'd be cool.
Top 5 battles or top 5 moments is always fun to see. Regardless of, it was cool that Christopher did it on ESO and then he brought it to New World, and it's a good thing to bring community together, and especially during Alpha 2, like a lot of what we do on the servers will be community created, and so it's cool that you're taking this on yourself to bring stuff to the community, bring some fun stuff to watch, get people to get kind of excited to hop into a sandbox and mess around.
Yes, I'm so looking forward to it. I think it'll be fun. Yeah, for sure, dude. But yeah, that's the announcement in a nutshell. It's pretty broad, and you can, you know, click what type of clip it is. Obviously, it's pretty self-explanatory, right, chat?
Yeah.
But I just want to make it clear that it's you know, you don't have to be God mode, 1vx king, undying, unkillable, best in slot, PvP main. You know, just what you think is a good moment in Vera. Just express it, send it to me, and we'll. Worst thing we could do is not use it, right? So
I will judge it harshly too. Well, we might. Yeah, no, I'm just kidding.
It's only fair. It's only fair. But yeah, just put that up today. Are you guys gonna continue playing the classes you have, or are you gonna change it up for Alpha 2 start? Dude, I had a moment of weakness. Dude. I was playing tank the other day, and I know tank gets really good at the later levels, and I like the kit. But I had a moment of weakness, dude. I logged on to that fighter.
I know.
And I saw the fighter. Oh, dude. You can basically, there's one ability, chat. And you can choose one of 2 of the abilities. Thank you so much for subscribing, Tristan. You can choose one of the abilities that it's one of 2 abilities, and then you'll know better than me else, but it resets essentially if you do a full weapon combo.
Yeah.
Like the cooldown resets. Like that is so cool, dude. I'm just sitting here waiting on cooldowns, and you basically got like a spammable.
Mini spammable, yeah. It's pretty nice.
That is so cool. I was looking at that, and then I saw that the execute heals you. That's why I was looking at fighter.
Did you get to the execute? Because the execute's pretty dope.
Bro, there's an execute, chat, and if it over heals you, it heals you for the damage that I'm explaining it horribly, but so say they're on 10% and they had 5k health. Your execute did 10k. You would heal for the difference of that. That's a horrible summary of it, chat. I know, but essentially it has a heal on the execute. Is all you need to know. So and me on my tank and that trash. Oh my gosh. Let me skip this because I'm gonna go on a whole rant about this. So, but anyways, the tank heal is bad. But anyways, the fighter has that heal, and then they have that vampire thing. They showed this during the fighter stream, but they have that it's like a vampire skill, but basically you heal for a certain amount of damage you do. And then you got the cool forms, one for movement speed and basic attack speed,
Yeah.
mana regen. It's just such a good kit. It's so my style, like making a tanky fighter. But I love tanking in PvE, so yeah. Tank has some really good skills too, though. It just doesn't have the healing. It just doesn't have the healing, chat. So I need to rant about Shake It Off. Developers, Steven, Intrepid. I know statistically, one of the Intrepid employees got to be in chat, man. I need y'all to pass on this message, please. Somebody clip it and spam it at Steven. I'm playing, don't do that. But somebody clip it. Like, Shake It Off needs a rework. Whoever designed that skill, if you look on the wiki, it's pretty cool. It works like Death Strike from WoW, where you heal for a percentage of the recent damage you've taken in the last 4 seconds, right? I thought that's what the skill was going to be. But they changed it, chat, and it's coded so weird. It says heal for 50% of the difference between the damage and the healing you've taken in the last 4 seconds. If you didn't understand that sentence, don't try too hard to, because that is the freaking way it works for some reason. It could be so simple. Even if they increased the cooldown on it and it was like a minute cooldown, a 40-second cooldown, just let me heal for the recent damage I've taken, all the damage I've taken in the last 4 seconds, 50% of the damage I've taken in the last 4 seconds. They got it to where it's always going to be at least 10% of your max HP, and then the difference between the amount the healing received and the damage you've taken. It's just so unnecessarily complicated. I described it as, I put it in the NDA chat, but wait, is saying that break an NDA? I don't know. But basically my feedback is it seems like it's trying to reinvent the wheel unnecessarily. Like, if it ain't broke, it seems like it's trying to be complicated and different just for the sake of it. When it's just been done right, I don't want to just say just copy WoW, because I hate that mentality, that brain. But don't overcomplicate a skill like a tank heal. I'm blowing out the mic. Like, don't overcomplicate. A tank should have a good heal, man. Don't make it complicated, please. Testing 1 2, testing 1 2. But yeah.
Man.
Damage taken, healing received in the last 4 seconds equals total healing received, minimum 10%. That don't sound too bad. So it's the difference between the healing you receive. So if you don't have a cleric in your group, essentially it's essentially a wasted skill. Now there is some tech behind it, like because remember the skill, if I recall, is always going to heal. It's 10% of your max HP. So obviously there's some skills that increase your max HP, so you maybe want to pop that first, right? Then you it's the 10% plus the difference between the incoming healing you had and the damage you took. It's a weird calculation. I haven't seen it. I put it this way, it might just be bugged because I've not seen the heal amount change. So it may be bugged, but when I tell you'll see it in game, the tooltip, just reading the description, you're gonna be like, why? But that's I hope I'm explaining it right, chat, but that's essentially what it is.
Yeah, the self-healing, especially early on, is basically non-existent unless you're a bard or a cleric. And if you're gonna go solo, which is what I've been doing, like you're gonna sit a lot. You're gonna sit a lot, or you just roll. This is something I'm bringing up in my video tomorrow. Run with the bard, run with the cleric, make your life easier. You can grind so much. It's so much easier to just at least run with one other person. Have them provide what you're missing, and then you're providing what they're missing. So
somebody said, where is it? Somebody wanted to know, because you had said you're changing your archetype. They want to know, since you've been playing Fire and you said you're going to change, what are you going to play day 1 of Alpha 2?
I'm going to play Bard. So I really like Fighter. I really want to dive farther in. I will reveal a top secret guild meeting, but we put in a Q&A of what everybody's running. And a lot of people want to go with the melee classes. And it looked to be a little light on the support end. And for me, I'm going to play both anyways. I don't care which one I start with. And so I was like, well, I can roll a bard. I can still deal damage with a bard, and I can provide support, and I can learn that too. And so I'll probably start with that and go from there. Unless all of a sudden we see like 5 more people queue for bard, and then I'll go back to fighter.
Nice. Well, I'm not gonna argue with you. If you really want to do Bard and provide support to the group,
I've heard
I
people say
guess I'll
damage
get
dealing
over it.
bard's good, man. And so I'm like, okay. I mean, if I can deal damage, I'm cool with it. If
I think
let me be fast, I'm gonna fuck around.
sir,
Yeah.
I think a DPS Bard and a DPS Cleric are at the top of the tier list right now.
Yeah.
Like, it's just so I think you're gonna be more effective. Like, just because you can survive longer, and that one buff that increases your attack speed. Oof,
Yeah.
man, and the
Increased attack
mobility.
speed, the debuffs that you have, the mobility, the shields.
Mm.
It's yeah. I like both. Like everything nice said about the fighter is 100% true. It feels awesome. Like I'm literally comparing combat on the fighter to live fully released games right now. That's how happy I am about it. And I'm taking one for the team, guys. I'm taking one for the guild, and I'll just run a bard and be OP that way first. That's fine.
Yeah, man. What's the archetype you're gonna test last? Says Threather.
Mage
The
for
one
me.
I'm actually least. You think mage? Yeah, I think it's the mage for me too, chat. Because when it comes to trying a range DPS, ranger is it for me.
Yep.
I tried the ranger.
I
The
want the
mage
single
looks
target.
cool. I like
I don't like
blink,
the
but
AoE.
yeah,
Like they
I
said
think
the on the website it says that the mage is like the AoE master. And I'm like,
yeah.
ranged AoE? Like, nah, like if I'm playing range, I'm single target friggin' sniping people. Like I'm
Yes,
nuking health bars. I'm not AoE damaging people. I'm not
just
interested in
casting
that.
that ball lightning.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel that. I feel that. I do like the blink on the mage. I like anything with mobility. The tank has it has some ways to stay in distance. We got the grapple hook, we got this charge. I think there's another gap closer. Pretty sure. I know the fighter's the king of gap closers. That's for sure. But yeah, mages are normally my favorite in most MMO games too, but all of the elemental status effects they have access to sounds fun. Yeah. Mage looks good. Mage looks good. What do you guys think about Mage so far? Just from looking at it, it looks okay. I want to see more. It's still what it's still. I have not made a mage. I have not made a mage. I haven't looked at its skill tree, but eh. Fighter AOE. Fighter has that spin to win. Good old spin to win with that great sword. Hmm.
Antagonist here
Hmm.
says ranger has low base damage. Yeah. Well, I mean, a lot of the classes are off kilter right now, balance wise. There's that too. But as far as like the theory behind what the ranger is and what it probably will be, I'd much rather play that than what the mage could be. To like the AoE lightning ball. It's just that doesn't have my attention personally.
Yeah. Trent earlier said putting 82% of players in queue because of only 6 servers is crazy, not gonna lie. Yeah, we were talking about that earlier. We think they're just gonna open up more. But then again, remember they are wanting to test servers, they're wanting to test queues and how they handle it and everything like that. So we'll see. Day one, honestly, or the first couple of hours of day one is so unpredictable, man. Um, there is well, let me not say that. I hope there's a number to see how many people are online, like in queue, so we can kind of gauge of how many people logged in. Because I'm curious on how many people logged in. I saw somewhere that somebody said only 50% of the Envious Guild, large PvP guild, only 50% of their members showed up for spot testing. Like they got access, they were selected to, play this game hella early. Only 50% of them actually showed up to test. So I wonder how many people out there spent 250, 500. I don't think we got to worry about too many of the people that spent the recent packs, the 120, 130, because they bought it so recently. They're probably looking forward to it, counting the days, right, chat? But those people that bought a $500 pack years ago, a 250 pack years ago, is there really going to be that many people that just don't show up? It makes you
Yeah.
wonder.
It's funny because like we were talking about that in Discord a couple days ago. Obviously there's going to be retention. I mean, for big group events, you factor in what 15% of people aren't going to show up that you invite. And that's for like a relatively short-term event invite. This is years of development. And so there's a lot of people that may have lost interest. They may have, forgot they had a key. They may, there's just all sorts of different things. And then it comes down to, I mean, the comparison I always make is like Baldur's Gate lost 40% in the first month. Baldur's Gate's a fully complete game, guys, and it broke records. Like when I say they lost 40% in their first month, like you should expect Ashes is going to lose 50-60% really easily, just because it's not a fully finished game. It's not polished. Like there's a lot of stuff in there that I think is really cool, but people are going to try it and they're going to go, you know what? I'm going to have this for a while. I'll wait till more stuff comes out, and then they'll just wait.
Yeah.
And so
Like, oh, it's nice to see the progress. I'll check in on it later. Anonymous says, you like to break games for a living. Like, if you're gonna break it, it's the most vulnerable now. Like, there's gonna be a lot of bugs and everything like that. Feather said something cool here. He says, they say they are definitely going to force queues early. I think they are going to want to stress test their microservices hard, especially to make sure that their queue system works. It would be a missed opportunity if they don't. Exactly. They may not, like, after interest dies down, it's gonna be so long unless they drop the CCU to where they can test queues and stuff like that again. So yeah, that is probably the intention, right? I think we've established that this stream. That's their intention, is to have those queue times. And once they get the data and the practice and everything like that, maybe in the afternoon or next day, who knows, they go ahead and open up 3 more servers and stuff like that. Because that's probably something they're going to be testing as well, the ability to just fire up a server like they've spoken about. So yeah.
Yep. Yeah, this is all like them being able to prep for live, right? Like this is if 50,000+ people show up, this is preparing for beta 1. This is preparing for beta 2, like the numbers for that, because there's going to be more people for those. And so it's just like, okay, we have a golden opportunity to really get some numbers and really flex the server stability and see how everything works. And I could see that. I could see that for sure.
Fox has a very fun tangent here, Nolan. Do you think Asmon getting banned saved the game? There's a lot of ways to go with this.
I don't think he has an impact on the game. I think he has an impact on how many people in his audience try the game. And from my perspective, I think a lot of people that are expecting, if you're coming into Ashes expecting it to be like World of Warcraft, that they've made it pretty clear that it isn't. And I think like a lot of his people, like they're looking for the World of Warcraft clone, right? And those people are just never gonna be super interested. So I don't know. I don't think it has a huge impact. I think it all falls on the game, to be honest. That's my opinion.
Says, what does Asmon have to do with AOC? Well, it's not really. Reacts. Yeah, he does a lot of reacts. He's actually a huge portion, like how people attribute Lazy Peon. Asmongold is actually a huge portion of the Ashes of Creation marketing. His reacts and putting people onto the game. Interviews with Steven, stuff like that. Him just streaming, like, put it this way, an Asmongold reacting to a showcase of Ashes of Creation's monthly live showcases or whatever. That one Asmongold reaction video uploaded to YouTube gets more views than myself, Narc, every other content creator, plus Intrepid's official YouTube channel combined. If that gives you an idea of what marketing that he provides. What do I think? I don't know. I think it affects marketing. Maybe the Twitch category has maybe less numbers than it would, obviously, if Asmongold was playing. Do I think it's a detriment, positive? I don't know, but yeah. I mean, I can only say it would obviously be more eyes on it.
Yeah.
If it's a bad, if it prevented Asmon from having a bad first reaction or first impression, then maybe not. But I think he understands it's an alpha, so but who knows how that would have went. So yeah. Pretty much all I gotta say on that one. AOC looks more like Arcade than WoW. That's very fair. And I would say matter of fact, look and is. I don't think no one would probably debate that.
Yeah.
It's definitely a different kind of game. Definitely a different kind of game.
I think the coolest part about this weekend too is people will know, right? Like obviously this isn't a polished game. Obviously, like there's so much more depth to come. That's why I'm excited about it. But a lot of people have some hesitancies somewhere, right? Like you can't just be like, dude, I am 100% ready for everything Ashes of Creation related. I'm so hyped about this. It's going to succeed in every, like, you have to have some skepticism somewhere, right? And my skepticism has always been around the combat. Like, is the combat going to be fun? Is it going to be interesting? Is it going to be dated for 2024? Like that's been my wonder on it. And the more people hop in and test, I think the more people's concerns will either be quelled or they'll be reaffirmed. And you'll just have that answer, I think, as we get further along into Alpha 2.
Real. Chat, I think the NDA being lifted has, a lot of content creators have done videos about their NDA experiences. Check those out. If you didn't have your expectations properly subverted or at where they needed to be, I think now it should be. So just hearing those people experiences, different opinions, and obviously I haven't been spot testing as long as some other people, right? So when they give their feedback, one, everyone has their own opinion. First off, let's get that out the way.
Yeah.
But two, when I first loaded in, like when I first started spot testing, my networking, performance, everything was fine. Minus some stuff at server meshing borders, which I don't expect them to fix anytime soon. But visually, performance, connectivity, all that stuff's been good. So I'm like, oh, not bad. This is pretty good. Oh, combat's good. But this is, I don't like this, but maybe this is a work in progress. But overall, this is pretty good. This is not bad. Nice. This is fun, even.
Yeah.
Somebody that had to do bare bones, gray boxes. When they first started testing, chat, there was no textures on the ground. Like, imagine being or even being a content creator or a tester of this game, and you're seeing these hype, beautiful monthly showcases, right? And you're just like, oh my gosh, I can't wait to play this game. You get this email like, yeah, you can come help us test. Imagine launching the game and it looks like some sort of PlayStation 1 bare bones, zero texture kind of environment, and you still got to try to be positive and make videos. That's what a lot of people went through. I didn't have to go through that. What you see on screen is what it looks like on my PC. Like that right there, that line hold preview, that's what I see. That I don't know any better. This is all I've seen. It's been smooth. So do keep that in mind. There may be, I don't think jaded is the word, but it's a different point of view because they've seen where it come from. So it's just like, it's better now, but there were some dark times. Nice. There were some dark times. So do keep that in mind as well as you look for feedback. But I think regardless, I think no matter what you expect, no matter how much you were expecting more or anything like that, I think honestly, chat, I think most of us here are excited, right? Are you guys excited? Like, and we talked about this before, but you can have even bad expectations or like, oh, I don't think it's gonna go well, or I wish there was more, but that doesn't mean you're not excited. Like hype doesn't always equal expectations. That's something I was preaching last week. Like hype does not equal expectations. I'm hyped, chat. I'm excited. I am so excited. Matter of fact, I'm excited to go play as soon as this stream ends.
Yeah,
and
see
then,
you guys.
I'm even
We're
more so. Yeah. Can we go and wrap this up? Can we go wrap this up? But I'm excited for the 25th, man. I'm just really excited to see all these people in the world. It's just, yeah. I don't know. I'm looking forward to it. It's almost here.
I got a good comment here from Terrible Plaz. He says, it seems roughly where I expected. I assumed when they switched to UE5, they lost 2 years worth of development, which is something that Rive brought up a couple days ago. It's a very interesting subject to know, to like kind of guess where we're at. And the only thing, I'm not saying you guys are wrong. Like, I have no idea. I'm not a developer. I'm not going to claim to be. I'm a potato. Okay. I'm a potato. I don't know a thing. So, but what I will say is, like what Nice said earlier, like they had the gray boxing earlier on, they had the low definition, and they've slowly been adding more and more stuff over time. And we even see with the daily updates that they're doing, like just more and more stuff is coming in. And we're having 2 months of this, 2 months of the servers being off for 4 days at a time every single week. And so my overall perspective is you guys very well could be right. Like it could take a very long time, but I don't want to come to a conclusion until December arrives and we have a more stable server and we start seeing stuff getting rolled out. Because if this is how it's been happening since July, where they've been slowly onboarding stuff, who's to say that that's not what's going to happen October 25th all the way into December? What if they're still slowly onboarding everything they have to make sure that we have server stability, and then by the time we get to December, that's what they have, and then we're onboarding, and it's actually closer than we perceived it to be. I'm not saying like next year. I'm just saying like we'll know more. We'll know a lot more once we get into December and once we get into like early next year, in my opinion.
Yeah. Usually I'm super focused on the game and the developers like come second. And you don't really think about the development team until they start fucking up, right? Like you now you know the CEO's name, you know, the combat team name, like God, who the hell made this decision? But I'm rooting for Intrepid, man. I'm actually looking forward to seeing how they handle this. Like I really am. Like it'll be very telling. I think most of it is like post phase two, how quickly they implement stuff and but I'm really interested in seeing how this team handles their first I mean, I say this loosely, but first live service. Because from here on out, that's what this is about to be. I had to explain that to some people. They're like, this is not a lot. No, no, this is and I can explain it to you guys if I need to, but this is about to be a live service. Whether you want to, you can sugarcoat it, reword it as you may, but yeah. Oh, by the way, speaking of which, remember if you are watching this and you're gonna be watching the streams this weekend, pack sales end November 1st. You cannot buy a key for this phase one, after November 1st. Keep that in mind. Keep that in mind, chat.
If you're interested, yeah. Oh, so nice. Do you want to hear some pure, unfiltered hopium? Because it's been like months. As you guys know, I streamed on Sunday, and an account named Grim Liberty showed up, and this guy has done a lot of alpha testing. We had a good talk on Sunday, and he is claiming that 3 years ago he predicted spring 2024 for Alpha 2. So he's only like a few months off 3 years ago on this prediction. His prediction for the full release is spring 2027.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's just fun numbers. Like I said, I said 2027 a long time ago, but I will just know more in December. Once we get December, January, February, and we start seeing the rollout, we're going to be like, okay, this is a lot farther than we think, or this is a lot close. Like we're getting stuff fast, and I think we'll be able to tell. He also says, I know the spot testing is going really well because
yeah.
Yeah.
We live in some funny times, because if you would have talked to me like over a year ago, I'd have a different response here.
Yeah.
But we live in some funny times, or interesting times, I should say, when 2027 is considered optimistic. Let that sink in. In my opinion, like that's the optimistic prediction around the community.
Yeah.
Like you tell somebody 2027, you get like 3 laugh emotes on your message in Discord.
Right.
But just says late 2028 sounds optimistic to me. Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
it's crazy.
It's so funny because okay, I'm gonna do it nice. I'm gonna do it because I've been waiting patiently and biding my time because I don't know anything, right? And I'm under the assumption that 99% of people in the space that have been following also don't know anything. And there were some leaks. There were some leaks a few months ago of people posting pictures for pre-alpha 2. And the amount of depression that I saw in Discord was unbelievable. I couldn't believe it, man. I'm sitting there and I'm like I don't know anything about onboarding servers. I'm not claiming to be an expert, but it's like, dude, like they're clearly going to piecemeal. Like they're not going to onboard like a million different things and then they have a crash and they have to pour through a million things. They're going to do it slowly, make sure this works, then bring on a little bit more.
Yeah.
And that was always kind of my perspective, but I'm like, I don't know for sure. But now we know, like now we know exactly what that is. And so it's like, okay, so the pessimism here was, so far it's proven to be wrong. It's proven to be wrong. Like they've been onboarding things on the server so far. Let's just have a healthy amount of skepticism and say, hey, like it could be 5-6 years away. It very well could be. It could be a little bit earlier too. We'll know a lot more in 6 months. We'll know a lot more.
Mm-hmm. Pay attention, like up to phase 3's launch, we'll know. Like our expectations, like we're gonna have to look at their development rate. How many things get pushed from phase 2 back to phase 3's section, How many months into phase 3? What progress are you seeing a couple months into phase 3? That terminology I think Steven used where it's like Alpha 2 will last at least a year.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, but I don't know what he should have said, but it's like
What's with those YouTube messages, man? Like
yeah,
what's with those?
at least but
Like it's like at least a year, and then like no later than a year, and you're reading them and you're like, are we gonna have an official announcement, or is this just gonna be posted on Reddit or YouTube, like, and just have us all confused? What's happening here?
the amount of confusion that we're gonna see this weekend is gonna be interesting.
It's gonna be so good.
I'm so excited. And the thing is, the wider audience is going to get their eyes on this game. Like people are going to be, scrolling through Twitch. They don't watch every monthly update. Excuse me, every monthly stream. They probably don't sub to too many AOC content creators. It's just kind of something they're just keeping an eye on. Like, see me, I don't follow Dune Awakening, but I'm interested in it. Like, I'm keeping an eye
Yeah.
on it. Like, I'm not watching everything they put out, right? I'm not sitting in the Discord, but it's just something I kind of like how PAX Day was for a while. It's just something I'm keeping an eye on. Um, and I think that's what a lot of people are doing with Ashes. And then this weekend's gonna happen, and they're gonna say, "All right, let's see what the hype was about," or let's see what they cooking with, and they're gonna see. No NDA, they're finally gonna see.
I
You guys will finally see.
I will say this, like there's been some skepticism on where the project is at and everything. Wherever whatever happens this weekend, like whether it goes perfectly well and we all get on right away and we're PKing each other nonstop Friday through Sunday and having a great time, best possible outcome, right? Like some people are gonna have some hurt feelings, but you're gonna have a great time. To the point where everything crashes and the server doesn't work. I will say, from what I've seen, the team's good. The team is really good, and they make
Really good.
fixes quickly. And so if the servers go down for the weekend, they unfortunate, right? But I expect them to make quick changes to turn things around really quickly.
Yes. Well, I think we'll go ahead and end it there. This will be our last Voices of Vera before Alpha 2 launch. This is the last one before we can stream the game. That's crazy.
I know, right?
That's crazy, chat. We'll go ahead and end it there.
Are you gonna tell them where we're gonna be? Or are you gonna keep
Where we're
it a
gonna
secret?
be?
Yeah.
Oh, the server?
Yeah.
Or
are we gonna keep it a secret?
I wonder if there's more power in saying and not saying. I mean, we're gonna be answering it on stream anyway, so
Sure.
we are likely going to do the server that starts with an what was it? Do you know the name? I don't got it handy. Oh wait, I'll just pull it up in Discord right here.
Lenneth?
Lenneth. We are going to be on the Lenneth server, chat. When do we get the download link? I think the day before, so tomorrow you should get one, I'd imagine. I would hope. But yeah. We'll go ahead and end it here, chat. Appreciate you all being here. We could not do this without you, the Voices of Vera. Stick around. On Twitch, we are going to be rating Jamie Chaos. So make sure you guys come by, give his show follow, see what they're chatting about. 2 more days. And also, don't forget top 5. Spread the word. If you get some cool moments this weekend, use the link. And I'm just so happy. This is the last one, bro. The last one before we can play the game.
I've heard so many people say Linux server today, that one's going to be busy. I think they're all going to be busy. And I think all the servers will like people are talking about Resna being like the big PvP guild server. And it's like, I think every server is going to have big ass PvP guilds. And we're just like, let's just get on one that works. And so, well, it doesn't matter.
What's the queue on this?
Yeah, what's the queue? We're gonna shoot for that one, and if one opens up that's less, then we'll probably make a switch last second. But we'll see.
Yeah. All right, you guys. Thank you so much. YouTube, you guys will rate over to Jamie Chaos on YouTube as well.
I gotta set
YouTube.
that up.
It takes a little bit longer. It takes a little longer, but it should be porting you over or give you an option to click to instantly go over. But
that makes sense, Chris.
We will finish the conversation over there. Peace.
Yeah. Take care, guys. Have a good one. Say hi to Jamie for us and call him a tank.
Yes. Call him a nasty,
dirty,
boy.
filthy tank boy. All right, see ya.
See ya.
He called in Friday. Oh no. Yeah, hell yeah, guys.